Activists in Syria say rebel fighters have raided a village in the east of the country, killing dozens of government loyalists and civilians. The opposition fighters reportedly stormed and burned civilian homes in the predominantly Shia village of Hatla in the eastern Deir Azzor province. At least 60 people are believed to have died in that raid. The attack is said to be in retaliation for an earlier assault by Shias from Hatla that killed 4 opposition fighters. Well, over in neighbouring Lebanon, the army says it will respond immediately to any further cross-border assaults by the Syrian military. It follows an attack in the town of Arsal, where Syrian helicopters fired rockets at buildings. More on that in just a moment. And meanwhile, this conflict in Syria was high on the agenda during talks in Washington between the US Secretary of State John Kerry and Britain's Foreign Secretary William Hague. Both men reiterated the need for dialogue and an end to the violence, but admitted they had no new details on how to achieve that.
What we have been pushing for, all of us involved in this effort, is a political solution that ends the violence, saves Syria, stops the killing and destruction of an entire nation. And that's what we're pushing for. So it's not a question to me whether or not the opposition can, quote, win. It's a question of whether or not we can get to this political solution. And the political solution that the Russians have agreed to contemplates a transition government.
But what the regime is doing at the moment, and what you've seen over the last couple of weeks in the military action, supported in this case by Hezbollah, is making a political solution more difficult. It may be designed to make a political solution more difficult. And so our efforts in Syria have been to try to save lives, to prevent radicalization, to send a message to the regime that in the end there does have to be a political solution.